Okay, so I have my drawing here. I've linked the photograph in the description box, but I screenshotted the just this section of it. It's a really big photograph of like this whole area. I screenshotted this part. Like I said, Patreon members get the trace and this screenshot that I did. And excuse my voice, I am dealing with a cold. So yeah, I'm using boahong paper. This is a small 5x7 100% cotton cold pressed paper. They're no longer making this master's watercolor paper. I think the company Meaden bought it out, so it's a little bit different. It's probably like the student grade now, so you know, if you can find it, find it. If you're not, whatever, use Arch, just as good. I like this paper because it has a great tooth to it. Perfect for doing some fun snow scenes. So we're going to start off by taking a brush like my number 12 round from Princeton. It's Aqua Elite series. And then for the sky, I'm going to use cerulean blue. It's like a nice pretty blue. I'm going to get that loosened up. Also at the same time, I'm going to just loosen up some burnt umber and mix a little Paynes gray in the end here. Have them ready to go because there's some like brown colors back here. Okay, so this is dry and we got wet paint, and I've diluted it with a lot of water, so it's really, really loose here. This paper really takes in a lot of paint, so we're just gonna go right over that. We can go right over our trees. They're gonna be dark. Just going right over that. If you want to go in between them, go in between them. Do what works for you. Like I said, this paper really soaks it up. It's a bright blue. You might add a little bit of ultramarine blue deep. The color's a little different. Just changing it up a little bit. Okay, this part down by the house, I'm going to bleed in some of this burnt umber in between the trees. Now some parts of it dry right here next to the tree. I'm just going to bleed in around this section. From the snow is a line down here. Now you see some red trees in here. You could keep them or not keep them. I'm just gonna kind of not keep them. I'm editing that part of it out. I'm adding this little brown around from the house, going in between my little trees here. You can even add the darker brown with the burnt umber and the Paynes gray. Get a little bit darker on the bottom here. That's just bleeding towards the top. Just a little bit darker. I'm going to go back and add a little bit more burnt umber. If you want to add a little green in there too, like up in here, go right ahead. So I'll add some Prussian blue, some cadmium yellow deep, maybe throw in a little this burnt umber. A little green in here. There could be some trees, evergreen trees back here. And I'm just taking the tip of my brush and just going, you see, just going like this little movement, working down this way. Maybe a big one up here. It's not in the photograph, but I'm just adding it because I felt like it. There you go. And you got a pine tree. It's just going to do all the work for you with this paper. This paper's fantastic. And now I'm just going to remove all this mess. Except like leave some of the brown over here. And for the blue, I'm going to use that blue. Once I paint the trees, I'm going to use the blue. See all these blue shadows? I'm going to be using this ultramarine blue deep. These wonderful shadows. Now you could keep it almost the same color as this blue right here. I'm loosening this up. You can add a teeny bit of burnt sienna. Maybe more bluish gray, or go back and add it a little bit more blue. Now you have to test the color if you see if you like it. I can grab whatever paper I have. Let's see. If you like that color, maybe it needs to be a little bit bluer. Really intense blue. Yeah, just a teeny bit of the burnt sienna. So while this is all drying up here, we can work down here, right? You can see all the wonderful shadows. Now I know we have them coming up to the tree, but we can play with this first. I'll loosen this up again. And we see this one big shadow on the tree here, and it kind of like wiggles and gets a little skinnier and kind of gets bigger and then gets bigger back here, and it kind of goes on the side. And then the same thing with this tree. You see this one here. You just kind of on an angle. See some back here. Up into the tree. And we got ones going up into the shadow of this tree. Just look at the photograph and see what you see with how the blues are hitting the trees. You see some lines going across like this. Because the shadows are going from left to right on an angle. There's like a little one up in here, and it's like a wiggle, and then it stops and goes over here. And then this guy kind of wiggles, kind of connects here, and he's got a blurred, it's a little deeper in the middle and blurred on the edge. We could talk about that in a second. More intense color. This one kind of connects. And then this one back here kind of goes here. You're just going to play around with all those like really deep shadows. There's nothing really next to the house. There is a bench here, but I'm not going to bother with that. I didn't do all the trees. I can add a little bit of more lines kind of coming this way. Going up the tree. If it starts to fade, you want more of an intense color, just kind of go back over it a little bit. So this one has like a blurred line. You could take your brush, clean it off with water, and just kind of have a little bit of water on your brush and kind of touch each side of it so it's a little blurred. And you get that blurred look. Right? And there's a little bit of a blurred kind of on the left-hand side. So you can just put the paint in here, like wiggle back and forth, grab some clear water, kind of move the paint. Okay, testing. I'll let this dry and we'll come back. So now that it's dry, we'll make some tree colors. You can use Payne's Gray with Burnt Umber. Lovely color. Or you can use these two colors, Ultramarine Blue Deep and Burnt Sienna. They make great tree colors. You mix the Burnt Sienna and blue. Bunch of colors, even more grayish brown, depending on how you want to do it. We get a variety of colors, and why not? Because it's a variety of trees, and we're just going to fill in the little spots here. Now I'll start off light, meaning that this watered down kind of browns, and then I'll go back in and I'll add a little bit darker colors. Just seeing how they look. Connecting. There's this tree right here. I got this one kind of leaning, and this one in front. In front of that one. Then we have one kind of leaning here. It has snow on it, and since I didn't leave any white in that section, I put another one here. I could add some gouache or something. And we've got all these little tiny little trees in the back. We'll use a liner brush or another brush. And there is some snow happening in between some of these trees. I could have left it white and not painted the whole thing in there, but we can go back in and add some white watercolor. So I'm just going to filling in those trees, going down the bottom. I'm going to get a little bit darker. And this guy in the front, I think he should have been a little bit bigger. So you could make your guys a little bit bigger. Make him a little bit bigger. You can kind of do it right after, like, you know, because I'm making this darker by adding in the Payne's Gray. Oops. Yeah, so I made him a little bit bigger. That's okay. Again, back here. Same thing. I'll start to fill it in and make it a little bit darker. If the first round is too light, go back over it. I never want to do it all in one shot with the dark color, because you have some nuance with it. You can have it a little bit darker, like on the edge. So I'm going to grab my Paynes gray and my burnt umber. So this one could be even darker. Would be a little bit lighter on the left side. Remember, the sun's coming from this way. Same thing, just going down here, adding in these darker values. Just filling this all in. And this tree front, this one behind it, this one here, here, and we'll go back to this guy. Ta-da! Now the house is brown. You can keep it brown or make it red, whatever color you want. Maybe one like a red house for Christmas time, right? So pyrol, Rubin, and cadmium red light. I like to mix the two. And if you want to, it's very bright, so you can add a little brown to that, like some wonderful burnt umber. Now it's more crimson color. Now this side is lighter than this side. Do that first wash. Keep the roof obviously white. We could throw some shadows on there from the trees in a minute. So do the first wash, and the second wash will be lighter. I mean, sorry, dark. Go another wash on top, so this side is a little bit darker than this side. So you can change the house color. No one said you couldn't. I'm gonna get a little bit more bolder and darker with my tree color here on this side. And then this one on top. Same thing with this one. Feel like it's diluting a little too much. Just getting a little bit bolder with color. Okay, then we can grab a small skinny brush, like a liner brush. I have a 4 liner Princeton Umbria. I also have this 8 long round, which is just as pointy as a liner brush. And you're going to take the liner brushes, grab your darkest grayish brown. We're going to make all these little teeny little trees in the background. See all those little teeny, just kind of go up and flick out, and you get all those little lines, and you get some branches kind of going this way and that way, adding all the fun little branches that you see. There's one back here, a tree. Add a little more Paynes gray, kind of wiggle. Now there are some branches off the trees themselves, so we can kind of do that up here. Not too many, because remember we zoomed in on this picture. So I'm just going to kind of go in here and just fill in some branches. Just take a look at your photograph and see where all your branches are. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This one's got a nice tree branch here. Just getting all my little branches. If you want to add this kind of bending tree here, going this way and that way with my branches. You see all the little guys out this way and coming over and across here. Take your time, put on some music, get all these little branches in. They're fun to do with these liner brushes. You could spend hours just painting little tree branches. Super fun. Do 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 do. Yep. Okay. So then, just a few more things at the end. We go back to our wonderful house, right? It's pretty dry. The shadow side. This side's lighter than this side. Could add a little of this gray, whatever brown I've got over here. And go back and just put a wash of color on that side. Make it darker. Make it make sense. And the roof, we got rid of a lot of our cute blue. You could take a smaller brush, or even still use this 12. Water down some ultramarine blue deep. And put a couple little doodad shadows on the side of the roof. Because the trees are making shadows on there. And there's some little branches we have to do on the front. I'll go over with burnt sienna or even burnt umber. Burnt sienna is kind of prettier, a little more cuter, and kind of like this. We can mix the two. All kinds of doodad branches. Some little leaves. You can just kind of push your brush on the side to create the leaves and kind of go like this. They're all haphazard kind of out here. They come out here. If you want to put little grasses in your snow also, do that. Not everywhere though. Just a few, and then we can put some shadows from those. And you take your brush, whatever skinny brush you can have, like the ultramarine blue deep again, and make little shadows from our grasses. Okay, last but not least, like I said, you could grab some white watercolor or even gouache. This is the white watercolor if you want to be technically all watercolor. And you see some watercolor, I'm just grabbing like the long round. You can kind of tap a little bit. This is what's great about this paper. It's got this tooth to it. So you kind of just take your brush and kind of roll it on the side. I'm using hardly any water. And so the snow is going on there like it's supposed to, like it's sticking to the tree. Like here. And then we have little snow in between up in here. And that tree, the little tree thing branch there. You can put some on the branches here. This had snow on this one. And that's it. Cute little snowy tree. Add a little bit here. Really thick right out of the tube. You're hardly putting any water on it. It's enough to move it. And there you go. There's our little house in the snowy forest. You can add, you know, for the heck of it, I might want to add some like more kind of lines here. You can't really see that, but I feel like it. There's like another tree maybe here. I feel like it needs something. And I made my blue pretty intense, but that's a pretty simple little house you could do in the woods. It won't take much time at all, right? Just simple trees, a little house shape. You just get those intense. My blue is pretty intense. If you want to just tone it down a little bit, you could add some of that burnt sienna. See, I'm adding some of that. I like my blue being a little bit tense. I could just tone it down a little bit. But I love the blue being really, really bright. Just looks vibrant. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. And like I said, if you're a Patreon member, you get the trace and the photograph that I honed in on to get this little scene. All right, guys, take care. And hopefully you're not sick like me. And if you are, I hope you get better. Be careful. Stuff's going around. I might add a few more trees. You have fun with this. All right, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.